30 seconds until minions spawn.
All right, loading into Game 2 in a best-of-3 series between Team OTS and Team WANOA. Game 1 did go over to Team OTS in a bit of a long game. It could have gone both ways for sure. And it looks like Team WANOA are preparing for a possible invade coming in from Team OTS, but no one does come. Instead, it turns into a dance party. We have the same lineups this time, but a few different champions. We have Sevizanu playing Tahm Kench this time, Unknown sticking with his Lee Sin, Honky playing the Fizz, Noob on Vayne, and Rock and Roll Pew Pew on the Mumu. On the red side, we have Mr. Zufu playing his signature Alawi, Scary Imp switching to the jungle role this time, playing Viego, TJ playing mid this time with the Ziggs, and Crazy Mr. BC going to his comfort of ADC playing the Sivir, and Gundle D will stick with the Morgana. And we're seeing already some versatility for Team 4 here, just being able to switch around these lanes. And despite everyone playing a bit of an off lane in the first game, not everyone, but some, they were able to get that win. And this time around, we do see a little bit of a switch up, everyone playing what is more of their comfort lanes. And comfort champions coming in as well. And now, one thing to note is that Ziggs is extremely powerful on this current patch. He did get a small buff on his Q range, but it was enough to just make his poke with Arcane Comet as well as his clears just extremely powerful. So we'll have to see what kind of impact the Ziggs has. And already a bit of a battle going on in the top lane. And the bottom lane as well, the hook will land. Rock and Roll has been impeccable on this Amumu, landing just so many Qs, and a really good trade coming in from Vayne, not playing like a late game champion at all right now, able to get a lot of nice shots. And of course Sivir doesn't have too much power in the early game either once her Q is on cooldown, so they will have to respect that engage from Amumu. And I do have to say we have once again a little bit interesting picks coming in for both sides. Vayne once again is a hyper carry, wants enchanters for his team, and this Amumu is not quite that. Of course, if they get steamrolling ahead, it's not going to matter because Amumu can just go in and Vayne can clean up kills. But the one nice thing this time around is that Tahm Kench could always just eat up the Vayne if she gets out of position, and so that is one thing they have going for them. Other than that, the composition is a little unusual. Oh, now we have an engage from Unknown, ganking already Mr. Zufu this early. Sev is going to have to be careful with these tentacles. Unknown as well. The second Q will not land. Super unfortunate, and a flash has to be expended. A 2 versus 1, very well fought by Mr. Zufu. Had to burn a flash of his own as well. But at the end of the day, he does save his health. Now Viego's looking for a gank at the bottom side of the map. Gundle is getting quite low, but Noob has to run. Both flashes burned for Team Blue. And that will not be enough damage, and a nice disengage from Team WANOA. Lee Sin revisiting top lane, but the Q will not land once again. And this can just turn around so easily. A disaster. Alawi is going to chase down this Lee Sin if he doesn't have a ward. He tries to make something happen. And it looks like he does get out, so overall very well played. But now there is a 3 versus 1 dive. They are able to pick up the Vayne. And Amumu on the chase, but there shouldn't be enough damage. And a flash forward from Crazy Mr. BC to secure the kill. And a lot of just unfortunate situations happening. The jungler for Team OTS was able to make a big play in the bottom side of the map. Unfortunately, on the top side, there was no such play. Lee Sin Q's just unfortunately barely missing. A little bit of miscommunication between him and Tahm Kench. And now we are 5 minutes into the game, and already a massive 2,400 gold lead for Team OTS. Unfortunately, it looks like there is a little bit of just fatigue and perhaps even discouragement from what happened in Game 1 spilling over into Game 2. But Team WANOA will have to keep their composure and try to stay in this game as best as they can. But as I was mentioning before, the compositions also is just a little bit unusual for both sides, actually. Sivir and Morgana is an extremely redundant and unnecessary combination. You don't need to have two abilities that ignore CC like that, and that's just kind of a waste. Especially if they happen to accidentally use it at the same time. That's just one less ability for that bot lane matchup. Of course, against an Amumu, it doesn't hurt to have that much CC immunity, but overall, it's just not necessary. Also, having Ziggs and Sivir on one team, that's just a lot of wave clear, and that's also unnecessary. So unless they're planning on doing a 1-3-1 where it's Alawi and Viego who's doing the splitting, it's unnecessary in that sense. However, it is worth noting that Ziggs takes turrets very quickly. Sivir takes turrets very quickly. Alawi takes turrets very quickly. So if it does turn out to be a split comp, this can be very powerful. Now on Team WANOA's side, as mentioned before, the Vayne isn't going to have too much protection. And Lee Sin and Fizz are champions who want to go in. And once again, they're going to try to take down this Alawi, but oh my god, he's just going to get a double kill under turret. He was level 6. And this is just snowballing out of control. To be honest, yes, the wave was crashing into Sev's turret, but I don't think Unknown should be ganking top at all. He needs to be getting something done elsewhere. Maybe gank mid. Of course, Ziggs, other than his W, he doesn't really have a means of escape, so maybe try to make something happen there. I realize it's very hard to get a gank off at this bot lane as well with all the CC immunity, but I don't think the top lane's the answer. Tahm Kench just does not have the damage necessary to burst down Alawi, and Alawi just excels in those 2 versus 1 situations. And a long range Q from both bot laners from Team OTS will land, will take down Nubadoom to about 60% health. And oh, so unfortunate that the Fizz ultimate does not land. That surely would have been kill if not a forced recall. There was no mana left on TJ, but the re-engage is here. He's gonna have to be careful. Flash, and he will use his ultimate. And a nice solo kill picked up by Hunky there. He is making plays, trying to keep his team in the game. He used this flash quite unnecessarily. He was nowhere near close to dying from that Zigzar. Probably could have saved it. But either way, very nice pickup for Hunky. Viego is now in the mid lane. Is he going to catch out this Fizz? But Fizz is very slippery. Will be able to get away. The red buff is ticking, however. He has to be careful. I don't know why he went back in. I think he was just trying to get the Q. And it actually ends up working out, so not too bad of a play. Now Lee Sin on the chase. Will he be able to find the Viego? No, he will not. And Ziggs is now returned to lane. His teleport was on cooldown. He had to walk down, but perfect timing to catch the wave in the middle of the wave. So now the lead sitting at 2,000 gold in favor of OTS. Checking the items here. Zufu is already close to completing his mythic item. Tahm Kench sitting on that Giant's belt. About a 25 CS difference in the top lane. In the jungle, relatively even. And in the mid, a nice lead for Fizz here with the kill as well. Should be able to pick up that initial Ludens quite quickly. And Ziggs is going to be a little bit delayed. And actually, is Amumu going to go down here? Ultimate used by Sivir just to get some movement speed to catch up, but Fizz is on his way. Will he be able to get down here in time to try to respond to kill? I don't think he will, but this time, once again, Lee Sin is going topside. Alawi ultimate is down. Are they going to be able to make anything happen of this? The knock. Oh, actually, Alawi ult was not down. Those were just tentacles, but they do end up getting the shutdown. Not on the bottom side of the map. Fizz is in a 1v3 situation. The Ignite is taking the stopwatch. Will buy just enough time. Will he be able to pick up the kill on Gundle? Yes, he will, but he will go down to the Sivir on the other side. Viego was able to solo kill Nubadoom. And overall, yes, kills were traded for both sides, but I think OTS is very happy what situation they are in. They are going to be able to pick up this first Cloud Drake and extend their lead 10 minutes here into the game. 4 kills ahead of Team WANOA. And about a 3,000 gold lead as well. Just looking at the map, there's a lot of vision already coming down for Team OTS here. Really good vision coverage. They're able to kind of just see what's going on, making it really hard for Fizz to get any kind of roams down. But with the bot turret going down so fast, Fizz is going to have to go bot lane and be the side splitter that he is. However, without teleport, if anything happens on the top side of the map, like the Herald, he won't be able to join nearly quickly enough, and that's the power of teleport. Of course, Ziggs did take the teleport, and Alawi has it as well. Now the bot laners will meet in the middle of the map. Fizz unable to complete his Ludens, so he did go for the tier 2 boots, got his sword shoes, should be able to get Ludens his next recall. And Mumu Lao looking for a potential engage, but the Black Shield was there to keep Sivir safe. Frozen Gauntlet completed for Alawi, still working with components is the Tom Kench. Kraken Slayer, the first item of choice, very popular on Viego right now. And Iron Spike Whip completed, as well as the free boots and Longsword for Lee Sin. And Static Shiv already completed for Sivir. He's going to have so much pushing power here. Ziggs going to be really careful against this Fizz. It's one of the hardest matchups for Ziggs, actually. There's just so much damage that can be avoided with Fizz. And Fizz could, if played well, can just completely ignore the satchel charge. So it will be a very difficult matchup. Now, Amumu a bit caught out trying to get some vision down, but the CC from Morgana does miss, so he does manage to get out with his flash. Now, Viego is invading on the top side of the map, getting some vision down. There's nothing for him to steal. Lee Sin has already cleared it and is now working toward the bottom side of the map. Once again, the turret is pushing. The final plate will go down, and now it's just the turret that stands. Ultimate just under turret. Mr. Zufu does not care about that turret. He's going to do what damage he can. He's getting healed up quite a bit as well. Starting to proxy farm now. And the Herald will actually be dropped on the bottom side of the map. Fizz is there as well. And the Ziggs ultimate just to buy a little bit of time to clear the wave. Now, Mr. Zufu, knowing that he doesn't have any mana and did what pushing he can, does get out. A very nice sidestep from Lil TJ here, but he's still going to go down with the Ignite. Ignite a bit, probably a bit overkill, but it does not matter. Sivir needs to be careful. There's bounce, or not Sivir, the Vayne rather. I think he realized he was dead anyway, so he was trying to just pick up a kill onto Scary Amp. Does not get it. And Amumu, once again, needs to be very careful. He's about to get caught out by multiple members. He might be able to just pick up the Viego if he lands. Yes, he does. He lands the ultimate. It'll trade back. And this time, Fizz should be able to get one more as well. A 2 for nothing, or a 2 for 1 rather. But he is going to go down from the chase down from the Sivir. And the Sivir is now unstoppable. Mr. BC with 5 kills, 0 deaths. Static Shift completed. Should be able to pick up the tier 2 boots or even a longsword maybe. Or a BF sword rather. And yes, he does. He does get the BF sword. Actually chooses against it, sells it, and goes for Berserkers. And gets the Warhammer as well. I've got to say, Hunky's playing very well on this Fizz. He's been very impactful on LeBlanc in the mid lane, in the first game as well, but he's doing what he can to try to get this team to the late game, because once again, the ADC's on a hyper carry, so this team just wants to get to the late game, and to do so, Lee Sin and Fizz needs to be the ones to make the plays in the mid game, early game, to try to just get that transition going. They can't just simply play passive, because Alawi will become a monster if they play passive. She doesn't need kills. And she can die if she wants to as well. She just gets to the late game and becomes a split-pushing monster. A 1v4 monster as well. And now, Lee Sin waiting out the initial tentacle strike. Will dash back in, but the healing is there. Will they be able to burst her down? Yes, they do. Nice patience being shown from Unknown there. And Morgana Q will lock down this Amumu. That was a little bit unfortunate. He just walked into that. Fizz ult popping onto the Viego. They do pick him up. And it is so unfortunate that Vayne was not able to get kill or assist her. Her auto was literally in the middle of the air on its way to Viego, and it would have secured it, but he does go down to the Fizz W instead. And Nubadoom just wants to get on the board, get any kind of gold going, because he's just so behind. But what started off with a very unfortunate pick onto Mumu, just getting a little bit too close to the Morgana there, not realizing that Ziggs was there as well. They are able to respond back a kill onto Viego, so not too bad. And Gore Drinker completed for Lee Sin, has gone for Merc Treads, going to try to just survive some of the CC barrage that Team OTS has. Ludens completed, and the second item of choice is going to be Zhonya's for Honky on Fizz. Now the second dragon is being started up. It will be the Infernal, and it is more or less uncontested. Oh, Lee Sin almost goes for the steal, but just a split second too late. By the time he got to the pit, the dragon was at 400 health and just smited away. And it is so impressive, the vision coverage right now for Team OTS. Just wards completely a red line down this river. Really well done from Justin Gundel V here. And now Honky will catch out the Viego, and there you go. It doesn't matter how strong of a player Scary Emp can be on this Viego. Fizz is Fizz. He can just one-shot anybody. He can single out anybody on that team other than perhaps Alawi. So they will have to respect all of the roams coming in from there. And it looks like already Heartsteel picked up for Tom Kench here. And so with that purchase, along with having a Vayne, they need to stall this game for as long as possible. And to do so, this next dragon is going to be crucial. It will be the Chemtech Drake. And they don't want to be on their back foot at soul point for the enemy team for the rest of the game. That will be completely unnecessary. Yes, they're playing for late game, so giving up the first 2 dragons isn't that big of a deal. But they need to try to get strong enough, get those necessary items so that this next dragon fight, they can contest. And my god, that has been the story of this game for Amumu, just unable to really engage or walk up because Morgana Q just completely denies him from long range. Now the pings are coming in for Team WANOA. It looks like they want to try to start up this Herald if they can, but with where the wave is already for Alawi on the top side of the map, they don't have any prio. If they walk in, they have to be in fear of getting Alawi ulted in this middle of the map, which is so, or middle of the jungle rather, which is so dangerous. It's where Alawi really thrives. And yes, Ziggs is on the bot side of the map, but he does have teleport, he does have everything. His ultimate will be coming up in a couple seconds here. Now Viego already at the pit. And Lee Sin will be a little bit caught out. Amumu is actually the one caught out. He's very deep. He's maybe able to get a 2-man ultimate here. And Vayne is here as well, but now Vayne is alone. Just really unfortunate positioning. I'm not sure what Nubadoom was doing there. He was completely on the opposite side of the map. And now a flash forward from Alawi. And Amumu re-engages. He doesn't have ultimate though. Will go down to the Alawi ultimate. The Alawi ultimate was probably a little bit overkill. And things are starting to falling apart here for Team WANOA. 17 minutes into the game. Yes, the kills look close, but it is a full 5,000 gold lead. And a lot of the gold on the carries of this Alawi and Sivir. And a flash forward and a flash expended from Sivir. The E will keep the slow. And he actually just pops the Fizz. We missed it because of the Herald being taken as well, but I'm not sure if it was just the Shiv proc, but he's able to just burst down this the Fizz under turret. A little bit over aggression, and Ignite wasn't even used by Fizz. But the game plan has been so far very solid, and the double CC immunity has been working out in dividends for the Sivir and the Morgana. Although at this point, the Sivir is just so strong, he probably doesn't even need the Morgana with him. But the waves are being cleared bot lane by TJ. He's being completely undisturbed. Now Lee Sin trying to make a play happen on Alawi, kicks her toward the Tom Kench, but can they 2v1? Alawi just looking for the perfect time to ultimate. It is on cooldown, just needs a couple more seconds. Will get eaten up. Vayne is on her way as well. And now Alawi ultimate is up. And Fizz in the fray. Will they be able to pick up this Alawi? The raid boss, yes. And the kill does go over to Vayne, which is the best thing that they could have asked for, considering it's a shutdown. Nubadoom just so desperate for any kind of items, and oh my goodness. If a Sivir can kill an Amumu under his turret, that is just goes to show how behind this team is.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Now Shelly's gonna get another hit onto the tier 3 turret of bot lane. Lee Sin is here, but what can he do without his ultimate, without any kind of support? And there it is, the combo of Shelly plus Ziggs W takes turrets so quickly. However, that will be the last Rift Herald of the game. The next objective to spawn will be Baron in 10 seconds, so there is no potential for us to see Shelly dancing at the Nexus. It is very, very easy to do when you have a Ziggs on your team. Just W all the turrets that Shelly hits. But now the next dragon, the Chemtech, has spawned, and like I mentioned before, this one has to be contested by Team WANOA. They're gonna catch out the Morgana, but she is forced to flash. Ziggs, a little bit of mistakes, not able to go over the wall with his E, but will come off of cooldown very soon. But now Sivir's on the other side of the map. I have no idea what he's doing that far away from this objective. And Alawi, of course, isn't here either, but there is teleport. And Team OTS might wisely just give this up. They are not at the parties nearly fast enough. Maybe just a steal attempt. But no, a good zoning ult from Fizz will keep everyone away. Now, Amumu is engaging onto the Lee Sin, or the Viego rather. Will Lee Sin go in on the backline? No, the Amumu ultimate will land. However, Scary Imp is starting to get his resets. He has picked up the Fizz, probably the best one he could have asked for. And now Vayne gets a shutdown onto the Sivir, well deserved, but it does turn around. Alawi wasn't even there. And a 3-for-2 in favor of Team OTS. And of course, the Dragon was picked up by Team WANOA, so they'll be very happy with that. Kate discovers Jaden here in the jungle, and the Viego ult will be enough to pick up the Lee Sin. And now Tahm Kench cannot defend this. Amumu is here, but then neither of them have the damage to deal with this Ollie. That should be inhibitor going down. And they just need to survive. That dragon was crucial. They do pick up the dragon. The top inhibitor will go down, sure, but after getting the inhibitor, there's not much Alawi can do. She's going to have to go to a different lane. She's not going to be going for Nexus Hearts unless the base is completely empty. And Vayne has picked up now 2 crucial shutdowns in this game. And so that was not the play. A little bit over-aggressive because of that shutdown he got, but he does not have his second completed item. And now Amumu has been caught out as well. And he does go down as well. Fizz trying to do what he can in the bot side of the map against the Viego, but Viego is very strong, has red buff. That will be 2 inhibitors for free. And even a third one going down in the mid lane. We don't have the wave clear. And things are just going from bad to worse. And Lee Sin doing some desperate attempts to try to take down Scary Imp, but he does flash away to safety of his team and is invisible. And Sivir ult just to try to get the minions to the turrets as soon as possible. And they can just clear the waves so easily in this situation. Vayne, possibly one of the worst wave clearing ADCs in the game. Okay, Amumu will try to stop the recall into Zufu here, but he may have been overly aggressive. Now here comes the Alawi R, 1 versus 5. Let's see what he can get down. And actually, relatively well played by Team WANOA, but they do end up losing the Lee Sin, which means it will be the Baron call for Team OTS. No jungler to respond to this. And for the next 3 minutes or so, Team WANOA will be on full wave clear duty. Yes, if they stay in base, and since the dragon will not be spawning for quite a while, this can just mean a lot of golden experience in their pockets. So as long as they're able to just not get picked off anymore, they should be able to hit a decent spike before this next dragon spawns. But a Baron push without any inhibitors, in general, that does mean GG. Especially with no wave clear, and especially with no hard scaling raid boss on the side of Team WANOA here. The main thing for these team fights is that Tahm Kench needs to not be engaging. Tahm Kench needs to stick right by Vayne, look for the opportunity to swallow her up, and keep her out of the burst from Alawi and Ziggs. Once that happens, his Vayne should be able to kite quite decent. I mean, Vayne, if anybody's going to kill the Alawi, it's going to be this Vayne. She is the tank killer after all. And also, the Lee Sin or ultimate, I think it has to be used on Alawi. She just needs to get immediately yeeted out of the situation as soon as she ultimates and give her as little value as possible. You have to treat her like a Swain ulting as well. But so far, it might not even matter. The waves are crashing in. The Baron buff is on them. 1 turret already falls. Once Ziggs just arrives, he's just going to pop that second Nexus turret as well. Now Vayne doing what he can. 1 versus 1. This is the ideal situation actually for Vayne because it's not going to give a lot of value, but it doesn't matter. She's just not strong enough. Zufu was too fed. Yes, Fizz will pick up the kill and flashes away, but now Sev is alone. Will he be able to get out? No, he cannot. He flashes, but the re-engage from the Amumu stolen by Viego. And now the second turret will go down as well. And a huge dominating performance from Team OTS will take the series 2-0.